who are you going to be the next time it comes around? Who are you going to be this year?
Yeah.
The same person as last year?
Yeah. Yeah, we said that a little while ago. It's like you're going to be the next year. This year should be better than last year. The next year should be better than last year. The next year after that should be better than the year before that. Every single year should be an upgrade. And I think a lot of people go through the motions. I think a lot of people just the same for the next 5 years, the same for the next 10 years.
I had a friend tell me once, it was like February. And I was like, what are you going to do about this? And he's like, next year. I was like, dude, it's fucking February. Like, how are you putting it off till next year already?
How funny.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's February. Come on, man. Isn't that stupid?
Did you do anything about it?
I reckon he probably saw the move. How stupid is it that we kind of try and reset at this one?
Yeah.
Like, who cares where the Earth is around the sun?
Yeah.
Like, who cares? Do you know what I mean? Why do we do that then?
Yeah.
Isn't it dumb?
It's ridiculous. We're waiting for that day. Like, that's why New Year's revolutions, New Year's resolutions never work. It's because there's not a real thought process behind that goal or behind that thing that you want. It's just like, oh, new year, new me. I'm going to do this. And that's why the gym's always packed for the first 2 weeks when you get back after New Year's, but then it dies off. And I was doing this at a training last year when we went to Brisbane with some mentees and we're talking about it. And it's like, you know, you find a cheat code to excellence in your life, whether it's you do a fitness thing, you drink lots of water, you learn from people, you connect with people, you find a cheat code to give you the advantage, and then all of a sudden you stop.
Why?
Why'd you stop eating healthy? Because you hit a certain weight and got a six-pack, so now you can be fat again for the next 6 months. All right? Or you just trained 6 months before Christmas. Or we're just going to invest whenever we're having a difficult time in business. Why don't you invest when you're having good times in business? Because you think you're bulletproof, because you think there's no one there to help you, to learn from. That's arrogance. You know, and I was arrogant at one stage. I was definitely arrogant, and I thought my shit didn't stink, and I was better than everyone else, and I was killing it, and I had heaps of money in the bank, and then bang.
So what's a habit that you're not bringing into 2025?
Couple things. Not waiting to have difficult conversations is definitely one of them, or difficult tasks. So conversations and tasks. Yeah, eating the frog, massive. Not that I was ever like really putting it off like it was a massive delay, but definitely something from the perspective of, no, if something comes up, address it right away. In business, in family, whatever it is, tell what it is. Because, you know, Peterson said this, conflict delayed is conflict intensified. So the longer you leave it, it's the worse it's going to get. There's no doubt about it. It festers, it builds resentment. There's a whole range of things that happen. So definitely eating the frog and getting the task done when it comes up is something I want to do more so. You know, I did it last year, but I want to do it more so with everything. And I realized last year, funny enough, that I never liked conflict. I probably avoided it. And I'm a confident person, and I'll tell you to get fucked if I want to tell you to get fucked. Like, it's not a fear thing, but I realize still I don't like it. Like, if I have to have a hard conversation with you,
do you have
with a partner? No, you don't. But the other thing I realized as well is, let's just use your partner, for example, you know, your husband or your wife. When you have a disagreement or you have a conflict, understand that you're in that conflict together, not as separate entities coming together to prove the other one wrong or to put them down. No, we've got an issue. Let's work through it together.
Yeah, like
it's a collaborative approach. You can still say, I don't like this about you, or I don't like this about you, you know, and you go, okay, I understand that. Yes, I could see how that could be annoying. All right. And then coming together to resolve it, but not to fuck you, I'm going to prove you wrong. You're the piece of shit, not me, because then both parties will leave that conversation and that conflict with resentment to each other. Fuck him. I can't believe he thinks that about me. Fuck. You know, they don't walk away going, oh, fuck, I won. I showed that bitch. You know what I mean?
No one wins in that situation.
No one wins. So I think avoiding the conflict is bad. Also, coming together in the conflict to have a win is also a bad thing too. So I try and really focus on collaborative approaches in business and in personal life as well. And if I have to say, well, what's the way out? Where do we look at where to from here? I don't need to win this argument. I just need to come to a resolution that works for both parties. So that's something I'm focusing on this year.
So eating the frog Have you read Eat the Frog?
No, I haven't actually.
It's a quick read.
Yeah, I might put it on.
Give it a whirl. Yeah, cool, man.
What about yourself? What's different from last year to this year? Because I remember we said a little while ago that you don't think that you had an amazing year, like you weren't pumped with the year.
For 2024?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, let's stick by that.
Yeah.
It wasn't a...
So you were saying like in your 10 years, so say it takes that 10 years to have that 1 year, you felt like it was just one of those 10.
Yes, I felt like it was there was a lot of background work.
Yeah. So could this year be that one? Do you see it? Do you see things in the horizon to happen? Something like that? Because it's like you've probably already answered it. You know, if you're thinking for this long, you've probably already answered the question.
No, it's like do I want to say yes? Because then if I say yes, what's going to happen? Like, you know what I mean?
What's
It's
the
more
consequence of it?
No, it's more of a, I know what I need to do. And when the pin drops, it'll drop.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not, I can't choose when the pin drops.
Yeah.
I can choose what I do today.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's my mentality.
Yeah.
That I know I need to move this. This is the needle. And I know I need to focus on this and this and this. And as long as I do that, it'll eventually come around. Whether that's next month, next year, next decade, I don't know. But I know what I need to do today.
See, I think that's a huge advantage when you think like that.
Yeah, I just...
Because I've always thought like that.
Oh,
too.
dude, because then it's like you get to the... And that's probably why I had that rating for my year last year.
Yeah.
Because it was like, okay, I thought these things were going to happen, and those things, particular things, didn't happen. And it's like, it's not to say that they're not going to happen, but it's to say that, okay, cool, we didn't get to what we wanted to in that thing. And now I'm just more process focused. And it's like, do the right things and it'll fall together.
It will. And I'll
Go to the
believe
gym
that's
enough
it.
times and you will lose weight.
That's right.
Eat clean most of the time and you will, you know what I mean? It's like, follow those.
It's going to happen.
Yeah.
I've always said it too. I've said it to everyone along the way. It's going to happen. You know, it's going to pop one day and everyone's going to be like, how did you do it? So lucky.
Yeah, overnight success.
Well, exactly. And the story of a CEO, Stephen Bartlett, is it?
Yep.
He put a post up a little while ago and it said 3 billion downloads on his podcast. But the description, because you sent it to me, but the description wasn't about the 3 billion downloads of his podcast. He was there and he said, no one ever saw the 3 years of weekly podcasts we did before we got those 3 billion downloads. He goes, we only got the 3 billion downloads in the last 2 years. We got 95% of our followers in the last 2 years. Because it took us weekly podcasts. We're in week 63 of doing a podcast. You know what I mean? Going off his success rate, we have another 120 episodes to go before we're even going to be considered to be in a top 10. You know what I mean? And too many people, they go, fuck, still hasn't popped at 60. 63 episodes and you're still not top 10. What's wrong with you? Trust the process. It'll happen.
Oh, dude, the amount of people that say that is so funny.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you just look at
About
it.
say that about this podcast or just in general in life?
Oh, just in general.
Yeah.
I think, but dude, people come to me, they're like, how much money do you make from the podcast? And I'm like, nothing.
Yeah.
It cost us money.
It costs us money. Yeah.
It costs money. And
Why would you do that?
Why do you do it?
Yeah.
And it's like, you're playing too small. You should listen to the podcast.
You know what, though?
And learn why we do it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But you know what, though? Arguably, it's made you money. I would say it's made you money. And me money. Do you think you've not influenced people's decision to buy from you because of this podcast?
Possibly.
Absolutely you have. I know we had some people on this podcast that became clients.
Yeah, but
So factor into consideration how much they've paid to use your services.
yeah.
And they go, well, cool. They probably wouldn't have been a client had they not come on this podcast.
Yeah, I
They've
don't
experienced this.
I don't attribute that as a direct result.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? And yeah, it's more so the mindset around it. You know, and it's like, and some people just don't understand. And I think, like, it was your old man I was saying to you, how come
Yeah,
You guys
it was.
don't get much views. It was like,
He's watching YouTube. He's watching
takes-
YouTube.
yeah.
He goes, I watch every episode. He goes, but because you only got like 10 views on your videos or something like that. He goes, I don't know why.
yeah. And it's like, dude, only recently one of our episodes got cracked 500 views.
Yeah.
And it's like
Oh, the actual full episode.
a full episode.
Yeah, not a clip.
We've had clips go off. But it's like only our subscribers have 2.5 times in the last, what it took us to get to 100.
Yeah.
We're now at 250 in the last 3 months.
Yeah.
And it took us a year to get to 100. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, look at that, boom. And it's like, what's that impact when you're at 1 million?
Yeah.
And it's like, boom, yeah, 3 million. You know what I mean? In 6 months.
The plaque's coming, right?
It's going to be sick.
How simple would it be? Have the YouTube plaque up here.
100K.
Yeah. But think about that. The plaque's coming. It's not like, are you going to be bummed next year because the plaque's not here? Of course you are. But,
Hey, man.
Of course you are. But do you know what I mean? The plaque is on its way. It's just a matter of time. You got to put in the reps. You got to put in the consistency. You got to have that level of obsession, of discipline.
There's no human associated to YouTube, huh?
What do you mean?
Like, you know how you say, like, Zuckerberg is Facebook.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
There's no human associated to YouTube.
Is it,
Who
what
the
is it? Is it
fuck
the
wrote
brainchild of Google?
YouTube?
Yeah.
And
Or did
Google
they just
bought
buy it?
YouTube
Yeah, okay.
Not that long ago.
Yeah.
Like, in the last decade. But who the fuck made YouTube? That's an interesting...
Hey Siri, who is the founder of YouTube? She doesn't want to talk to me.
You know, Google bought YouTube. I don't know the numbers, but they bought it for a significant amount of money. And 4 years later, when Google makes that same amount off it in ad revenue in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
It's like, what a buy.
Hey Siri, who is the founder of YouTube? Steve Chen,
Oh, Chen.
Chad Hurley,
Big Chen.
and Jawed Karim.
Big Chen dog.
Or Jawed Karim.
The
There you go. That's who it was founded by.
Big Chen. Shout out to Big Chen.
Know him?
You don't know him?
I haven't met him yet. No.
I'll introduce you.
Please.
I'll do an email intro.
Get him to subscribe to the channel, because if he subscribes, surely we'll get a couple more. Where could people go to subscribe if they wanted to?
Apparently, it's a red button.
It's the only color it should be
That's why.
on
what I've
every
heard.
platform,
That's what I've heard.
every single platform. And regardless of whether Mr. Chen follows us or not, you should, because we're talking about sick shit. We're going to help you in your life, and it's very rewarding for us, and I know it'll be rewarding for you.
Yeah. So
If you like that clip and you want to watch another one, click just over here. And if you want to watch the full episode, click just over here. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching.